today I'm here with a woman who experienced this. She has been working in Wall Street for over 20 years and also deeply involved with the performing art and perform across the city in New York for over 20 years too. From outside, her life looks high achieved and very capable, but inside she's starting to feel something slightly off. Thank you for being here with me today and share your experience.
My pleasure.
So could you share what your life looks like in those years?
In those days, yeah. Busy. I was go, nonstop, constant, as you mentioned. It's a high performance, high stress, high achieving. Your day would start very early in the morning and would go late into the night, especially since Wall Street is global, right? Mm-hmm. It's a global industry. Yeah, so you'd start and London would already be awake, and then you'd do the US hours, and then you'd connect with Asia, and then you'd follow up, you'd try to eat some food in between all of your meetings and your phone calls, and you try to sleep between all of that. And it was very busy.
And where did you eat your breakfast?
Well, I think the thing that was the most challenging about all of that was that you would eat healthy, right? I would have an omelet. I'd make an egg white omelet with some spinach and some toast on the side. And then some days I would eat it at 8 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. Some days I'd eat it in 3 bites and I wouldn't chew it. Some days I would get it and I'd put it on my desk and I'd run to a meeting and I'd see it at lunchtime cold. So the eating was a hard thing to maintain any sort of rhythm or even pay attention to it, right? I'd get a salad for lunch and I would eat it walking down the hallway or I would sit down in a meeting and I would chew and try to, perform. So eating was definitely something I thought I was doing and I was, but I wasn't paying attention to it at all.
I remember you told me you were eating on the subway.
I ate on the subway for sure. Breakfast and or dinner could be on the subway.
Okay.
Yeah.
During those days in Wall Street and the performing arts, what's the normal daily life it looks like?
Normal daily life, busy, very busy. You would wake up in the morning and the stock market would already be going because it's a global industry. London would already be working and pinging you while you're trying to brush your teeth and eat some breakfast, typically on the go, on the subway. You'd get into the office and now the Americas is awake. You've got meetings and you're trying to, put food in between a lunch while you're running down the hallway. And then as you're closing up the day, which could be, it's not unusual to spend 12, 13-hour, 14-hour days, and then taking your dinner again with you on the subway to go to a rehearsal or to a exercise activity like yoga or stuff like that. So yeah, it was constant, nonstop focus.
So when are you going to bed? When did you?
When you can, when your body passes out. When the alarm is set, yeah. So 11 o'clock at night was not unusual. 11:30, 12, and then waking up again at 6, so that you could cram in all of the personal things you needed to do, like laundry or.
And you also working in weekdays too?
100%. 100%.
100%?
100% of the time. Always checking your email. You're never off. You're always on. It's like a light switch just goes and you go.
Wow.
You live, you perform, you go, you sustain at a very high level.
And you besides Wall Street, you also do performance.
Yeah.
Wow. At that time, what did you make you feel you are strong and success?
My ability to power through. I just had endurance. I was capable of sustaining at that level. There's almost an adrenaline rush that you get when you perform at such a high level and you're constantly in demand and you're pushing past imposter syndrome. You're working in a high intensity, very educated space. That has a lot of strategy and a lot of risk taking and a lot of thought analysis. So your brain is constantly going, even if your body's not going. And then when I would go home and try to perform, right now my body's going. So I was using them in different capacities at full throttle all the time. So the fact that I could maintain that and sustain that was felt empowering. Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Once it slowly started to go downhill, not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you starting to feel something slightly thin off?
It took a while, well over a decade. Body is strong, but it slowly started to creep in. My sleep was worse, poor quality. My brain couldn't shut off even if I wanted it to. You know, I would work on my way out to the beach, and then I would sit at the beach and my brain would still be going even though I had beautiful landscape. Then my body started feeling just like I was dragging it, pulling it to go do anything. Almost to the point where I was pushing it and not feeling myself inside. I kind of felt hollow. Like I was just going through the motions of doing this thing, but I wasn't really me anymore. And then once my body started, then my emotions started, right? I started being very impatient and snappy, quicker to anger. And that's not who I am. So when things like that started happening, I knew something was wrong. The cracks were starting to show.
So in my clinic, I see this kind of pattern often in modern people's life. And you're working a whole day, you force your body to do lots of things. So even when you're at home, you are still kind of hard to calm down, and your nervous system is still moving. And for a long time, and your body's natural rhythm will be disrupted, and you gradually will disconnect with your body. Like Dangla said, she feel hollow inside. So I think this is very good example, very typical actually for everyone. Over time, so this will create some health. When we started to work together, I didn't change your whole life. We just started for small shift. So when did you started to feel those changes?
Gradually. I think at first, even though I was coming to have sessions because I was hopeful this would help, I also had a heavy skepticism due to the approach. I'm used to fast and do and go, and so breaking my brain and my body to slow down. I fought it for a little bit, I think, and it was uncomfortable to do that. But then once I accepted how simple some of the things and how powerful the simplicity could be, that's when I started to notice some changes. And some changes were right away. Some changes at one session, I felt immediate ability to breathe a little bit better, or I felt a little bit more calm, and it allowed me to kind of get out of my own way and stop controlling that it had to look a certain way, I had to do a certain thing.
So as your natural rhyme starting to restore, what changes you noticed?
So many. So many. I feel more like me. I'm back in my body again, and I'm learning to listen to it and respect it. Because I think there was a level of listening to it before, but very much, these are the right things to do, and so I'm going to do them, but not actually understanding if that was what my body needed or not, or if that's, so now listening to what it wants and respecting it actually gives me more energy. It's the actual opposite of what I have been doing. It makes me feel more energized, more confident, more at peace, and more like me.
I'm so glad. Internally, what changes the most of you?
I would say not having to prove myself. I think there was a lot of proving, and I don't feel that way anymore. And that's big.
Wow.
To be high achieving and not feel the pressure that you put on yourself internally to be high achieving, and just know that you are and you are capable of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you could speak to your younger self 5 years ago, what would you tell her?
So I would say I was on the way to listening to my body, but I wasn't fully trusting myself. And I think trusting to know that I don't have to push, trusting to know it's okay to rest, trusting to know that I'm capable and can get everything done that needs to get done when it needs to get done. That girl from 5 years ago pushed herself in a way that is not sustainable. And
so, what do you think if you continually working as a life in Wall Street from now to next 5 years, compared to the life right now, what life you are living, to listen to your later body rhyme, to the 5 years. So after 5 years, what do you think you looks like differently?
Oh, much different. I think, I actually think I might be able to sustain better as a result of listening to myself, right? 5 years ago, I was just doing what had to get done. Instead of now, I work through intention. I can solve problems faster. I can think better. My mind is sharper because I'm kinder to myself. I'm compassionate to myself, and I understand that I have limited capacity in my ability to do things. And yeah, I think that's helped a lot. And I've given myself joy. I think something that was missing before was happiness.
Yeah, you mentioned you feel hollow.
Yeah.
Now you feel more joyful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you start filling out that pizza pie of what you think life should look like, and then you just go and you do, and you get stuck in the hamster wheel of how it should be. And then it starts to not feel right, and then you just push through because you think you could make it okay. And I think pausing, stopping, and saying, let me listen, let me really take a hard look at making a life that I want instead of the one that I'm in has been massive difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
And it actually helped me pivot, right? So now I recognize that I can work at a high level, but I don't necessarily have to do that. I could if I want, but I don't have to. So what else could I do with all of the skills that I've learned to live a more joyful life?
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. I would say listen to your body. Rest is not punishment, it is nourishment, and it is important to be doing things that you love and understand why you do the things you do. If you understand why you do the things you do, then you can treat yourself well. If you're just pushing through because that's all you know how to do, it's going to cost you something. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really glad Donna said this, and I really agreed and appreciate her sharing what your experience is. Like what she said, just stop and just pause and just listen to your body, feel your body. One step, a tiny shift, and will restore your health, will make your health, your body more stable.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing.